Spirituality is the medium which frees our mind of all emotional shackles and temptations and guides us towards enlightenment and peace. Himali Spiritual Center is the gateway to liberation from pain, misery and suffering. Here, through religion, meditation, yoga, worship and gem therapy, all troubles are treated. Himali Spiritual Center, 718-887-2929.
Namaste and welcome once again. I'm Sherry and you're watching ITV Live. Here we are. I think this is everyone's spiritual journey along with me because I'm learning a lot. I'm getting so many blessings and I get to know so many new people who've been sharing their experience with none other than Himali ji from last many years, countless years. So we have a guest. We are going to welcome the guest, but before we have Himali ji in the studio, let's welcome Himali ji.
Hello, namaste.
So good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Remember, we were talking about Navratri and 9 days have passed happily and we have long weekend. Kids are home. I think you should give your blessing to all the kids who are on their parents' head.
Yes, I pray
for
to
the
Ma,
whole week.
I pray to Saraswati Ma this whole Navratri for all the children and all the people who needs knowledge in life, for Ma to bless them. And also we have still, spiritual journey, religious days are happening right now. Today is Good Friday and also we have Sabbath. So you realize this is the time of all religion to come together, and it's spiritually, everybody's praying in different religion. So this is a very spiritual time that I feel.
Yes, Himali ji, but people have to understand that every religion has a message and it's a beautiful message.
Every religion people, you will realize there's only one thing that everybody's looking for is peace, health, wealth and prosperity. So we all want the same thing in life.
Yes.
And we might pray to Bhagwan, to God, to Ishwar in different ways, but there is only one God. And there is only one energy in this universe that protects us and gives us. And I always tell people, please treat a person or the religion the way you would want to be treated back for your belief and your self.
That's correct, Himali ji. There is so much we are connected with our religion, and when we talk about spiritualism, it's completely different from the religion. It's a belief, it's a kindness, it's humanity which comes in spiritualism. It's not for individual, it's for everyone. But Himali ji, we have already talked about relationships, education, business. How do you think that spiritualism can help people to get a good career, a good job?
It does. Spiritualism plays a very big role in a person's career. I always tell people finance is the biggest problem in the person's life. It will take away 90% of our problem and 10% we have to live. So a person who works so hard and they don't get promotion, or they work so hard and they've been put down, or they're in a working environment and it's always been bad for them. So then we look astrologically. First of all, we look astrologically and see if there's any astrology reason that is causing them to have so much obstacle in their career, whatever they do, whatever their line they may be, or why is there so much challenge. And then if we see astrologically there is little problem, but there is a spiritual problem too. Or astrologically there is no problem, but 100% there is spiritual problem.
Okay.
So then if it's both, most people do have both. And I believe when you have a little bit of astrology problem, then when there's a negative effect, it increases it so much.
Right.
So then astrologically you will wear a certain stone, or days you will fast and mantras you will do. And then spiritually, a spiritual person will have to remove the negativity for them so that they can success in their job and grow in their job. And it could be any kind of job. I have seen people who worked in companies for years and years and they don't get any promotion, or they always have difficulties, and they work for a long time, and they have people who comes less experienced than them and in a better position and more money, and they don't get raised. So it's very frustrating. And this is due to spiritualism and astrology too sometimes.
Right. What happens when people, they wear some kind of stones or some kind of pendant? What happens? How things change for them? career
For
wise?
example, if you're Surya, we need our a strong personality in our life. Is the Surya Bhagwan.
Okay.
So if Surya, for example, I'm taking, there's a combination of a lot of stuff. You have to see the 10th house, the 11th house. You have to see where's other planet. But we'll
Okay.
just take one example.
Okay.
We'll take Surya. So your Surya is in a bad place. Bad place meaning it could be in Libra, Tula Rashi mein hoy.
Okay.
It could be in the 6th house, it could be in the 8th house or the 12th house.
Okay.
So what happens? You get a lot of discredit. You work very hard, or you have a Surya with Rahu. So wo Grahan Kundli ho gaya.
Okay.
That becomes like a negative effect with your planet.
Okay.
Or you have Sun with Shani. That's no good too. Unrelated problems will create for you for no apparent reason. You will have problems. You do a lot of good work, but your appreciation will be little. And then you need to find out which planet is causing that problem.
Okay.
Then you wear the stone and you do
Right.
the fast and you
Right.
do the mantra for that to make that strong.
So there is no magic in this. There is a calculation with the
No, that's not a calculation. That's
Yeah.
like you have to see where the planet is and astrologically to
Right.
see. Now that's like they don't have any spiritual problem, but they only have astrological problem.
Right, that's right. All right, friends who have recently joined us, let me tell you, this is a live program with Himali Spiritual. Himali ji is in the studio. You can speak to Himali ji directly during this program. You can ask one question, mute the TV volume and speak to Himali ji. Let me take this call. Welcome to ITV Live. Who's calling? Namaste. Ji.
It's Pushpa.
Ji Pushpa ji, how are you?
Good, thank you.
पुष्पा जी क्या पूछना है
Can I
आपने?
speak to- मेरे को ये पूछना था कि मेरे बेटे की बर्थ डेट है December 25th, 1983. He's buying a house and he bought a house and that's it's on southeast direction. And is it good? Or we want to do a puja also on May 25th, 26th. Which day would be good?
Okay, what is the son's name? बेटा का नाम क्या है?
पुष्पा जी आपके बेटे का नाम क्या है? टीवी की आवाज कम कर दें.
अच्छा, मैं आवाज कम कर देती हूँ.
हाँ
His
जी.
name is Neeraj Arya.
नीरज आर्य.
And where was he born?
कहाँ पे जन्म हुआ था नीरज का?
इंडिया में.
जी, इंडिया में कहाँ?
इंडिया में, दिल्ली में.
दिल्ली में. ठीक है.
हाँ जी.
जो एंटर है दरवाजे का वो भी साउथ ईस्ट में है बहन?
हाँ जी, साउथ ईस्ट पे है एंट्रेंस भी. हाँ जी.
ओके, तो थोड़ा सा है इसमें देखिए दिक्कत आ सकते हैं, तो एक वास्तु यंत्र रखना चाहिए. और
क्या रखना चाहिए?
वास्तु यंत्र.
वास्तु यंत्र.
यस.
ओके.
और
कहाँ पे रखना चाहिए?
आप वास्तु यंत्र को लेकर उसकी प्राण प्रतिष्ठ कर कर उसको घर में स्थापना करना चाहिए. यू शुड लिव इट इन योर प्रेयर रूम, योर पूजा रूम. अ वास्तु यंत्र विल हेल्प बिकॉज नॉर्थ ईस्ट इज़ वेरी गुड, ईस्ट इज़ गुड, वेस्ट. जब साउथ आ जाता है तो कभी कभी हेल्थ में प्रॉब्लम आ सकते हैं या फाइनेंशियली प्रॉब्लम. सो इसके लिए आपको वास्तु यंत्र रखना चाहिए घर में.
घर में. अच्छा, पूजा की जगह पे. तो ये कहाँ से मिलता है वास्तु
I was
यंत्र?
about to say आपके पास.
Yes, you can get it from me. You can call me in my center. आप मेरे सेंटर में फ़ोन कर सकते हैं. मैं आपको बता दूंगी डिफरेंट टाइप की है इसकी. मैं पूरा एड्रेस आपको लेकर किचन कहाँ है, पूजा रूम कहाँ होना चाहिए, देन मैं आपको पूरा बता दूंगी कि वास्तु के हिसाब से कौन सी यंत्र चाहिए. बिकॉज लोग क्या करते हैं, व्हाट पीपल डू, दे बाय अ वास्तु यंत्र फ्रॉम ऑन इंटरनेट एंड देयर आर सो मेनी डिफरेंट टाइप दैट यू डोंट नो व्हाट टाइप. Like you get a headache, there are so many type of medicine for headache on the shelf. Tylenol, Advil, what do you call, Motrin. So what is good for him and what is, because is he married? Your son is married?
Yes, he's married.
Yes.
Yes.
So according to all that, I'm going to tell you what Vastu Yantra is good to keep in the house and what will be good. So you can call me in the in my center and I will tell you tomorrow which one will be good for you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're
Himali
welcome.
ji.
Thank you, Pushpa ji, for watching the program. Thank you. During the call, once we are talking on the phone, we have to put you on the hold. So once we are done with the one phone call, we have the new system, then only we are able to take your call. All right, so we had a very interesting conversation how you can get a job with spiritualism. So Himali ji was guiding us, and I think Himali ji, with your permission, we have a guest in
Yes,
our
we do.
studio, and he has so much to talk about and his experience with Himali ji. So why don't we welcome Brian Wilson? He's in the studio. Brian, welcome.
Thank you.
Are you still nervous?
No, not at all. I'm happy to be
Because
here.
that's to make you comfortable and laugh, you know. That's with our all guests usually, because it's just the camera. But thank you so much for taking out time and coming to the studio. I would like to ask that when was the first time and how was that when you met Himali ji?
Oh, gee. Himalaji had placed an ad in one of the neighborhood
Okay.
newspapers.
Okay.
This was in June of 2004.
Oh, you're very specific
And,
about the year.
Yes,
I remember.
Because it was my Guruji's ad.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
all right.
Chamundra Swamiji's
And
ad. Yes.
that was a very pivotal period of my life, which is why I knew that it was a life-changing period.
Okay.
And it took me about 6 months to finally meet Himalaji and our guru. And finally, when I met them,
Why it took 6 months? You were taking your time?
no, because what happens is when you have spiritual challenges and blockages,
And then you take.
however, intuitively I knew that there was an answer with Himalaji and our guru.
Okay.
And I said, you know what, I'm not going to stop until I meet them. There's an
Okay.
answer on the other side.
Okay.
And I kept, I kept canceling, and
He will make appointments and he will cancel. He will make appointments and he will cancel. So the girls in my center office said, oh my God, he's not coming. I said, don't. When his time is right, he will be here, and he's a good man.
So finally came when they said, we're going to throw a party. You showed up. So it was
He
a
would make
great-
appointment every week, every other week. He will make appointment for 6 months.
Yeah.
So we all knew Brian Wilson was coming, but we didn't know when.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
And finally we met. And this was early January. They started to work with me. Did a lot of meditation, prayer, fasting. Within 6 months, things opened up for me in my job.
Brian, you must be new with spirituality before that. How was your experience? Like, what were those things in your mind you wanted to ask from Himali ji, or what was that situation which you,
Brian's
which,
not new. Brian's very well known with this
Really?
spiritualism. He was interested in spiritualism earliest, I think when he was 24, 25, when he first experienced spiritualism.
You have
Yeah.
to share that. How was that?
Well, actually, so I come from a Christian family.
Okay.
So I was a Catholic, then I became an Anglican. I've remained an Anglican. So, religion has always been a big part of my life.
Right.
The one area that I didn't know much about was spiritualism.
Right.
And when I discovered about spiritualism, I became fascinated in it because I realized that there was something missing. Spiritualism is like the umbrella. Religions are subsets of spiritualism, right? And so when I met Himalaji and our guru, it just fortified my belief because 6 months later, it was the same person. The place I was working just as hard, but whatever spiritually was blocking me through prayers, meditation, fasting, it just opened up opportunities and got a big increase. Got a $10,000 raise. I got a manager position. And that's when I realized, spiritualism is very important in people's lives. You could work hard and everything, but if things are not right spiritually, you're not going to really be able to get too far. And this is what I've learned from Himalaji over the years. So, that's the important thing. But yes. So since then, my life has been quite good, and she's kept me centered spiritually.
Himali ji, when you met Brian after a long wait, how was your
I felt like I knew Brian for years, and I didn't feel like I was meeting him for the first time. And I knew that, I don't know how long, but I knew there will be a relation between Brian and us. And I don't think from 2004 and 4 or beginning of 5 that we met till today, it's almost 12 years. We've been very close to connection. There is a very good energy like there, like it doesn't die, it just grows within years, and that's when you know that you're meant to be in this lifetime together to help each other.
That's right. Should I take the call,
Yes,
Himali ji? Welcome to the program. Namaste. Who's this?
This is Maureen. Can I speak to Himali ji, please?
Yes, Marine. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Hi, Maureen. This
Hi.
question is for you.
Yes,
What's your date of birth?
May 27, 1957.
Okay, where were you born?
In Guyana.
Okay, what would you like to ask me?
In Guyana.
What is your question?
I want to know what's going on with me. I need to find out what's going on. I feel sick. I get sick all the time. I fall all the time.
Maureen, you've been having a lot of difficulty after 2010. And this since last year of November, you've been having more problem. And
Yes.
yeah, and this is due to some negativity. You feel it. You're a very spiritual person, and you feel something is blocking you, but you keep fighting because you're a stubborn person. So you try to fight your way out, and you try to do. But you've been feeling tired, lack of energy for a very long time. Sometimes you
Yes.
feel you have nothing in your body that somebody can touch you and you can fall. And this is some negative spirit, some negative energy, some negative shakti is with you that causing this problem. And sometimes you will feel like you want to eat, sometimes you don't want to eat. Maureen, can you hear me?
Sometimes I hear you, sometimes I don't.
Can you hear me properly now?
Yes.
All right, so you're going to feel like if you listen on the phone and don't listen on the TV, you would hear me better.
Okay.
This is due to some negativity that is making you feel like that. And you should get rid of this negative energy that is attached to you, and then you're going to be fine. You're very young, you're not old. You're what, 62?
Yeah.
So you will, this is due to some negativity. Once you get rid of it, you will feel better.
So what I have to do?
You would have to come and see me or see some spiritual person to how you can get rid of this negative thing so that you could be healthy.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. So we have a guest, Brian Wilson. Brian, welcome once again.
Thank you.
And Brian, tell us about your job, because we were talking about the job, how spiritualism helped you to get the job and the betterment. So your job profile and everything, let our viewers know.
Yeah, well, so once I started work with Himalaji and our guru, for about 90 days, I had to fast, no meat, and just vegetables. And I had to pray every evening. And I was really excited about it because you have to understand that I knew that I was at the right place at the right time and that this was going to be a life-changing experience. And I would go home and I would, pray for about an hour. Sometimes I pray for 2 hours.
Really?
Yes, because
Brian
I
is
knew,
a very spiritual man. Very
Yeah.
few people know that he's
Yeah.
He's very gifted.
Yeah, and 90 days, Himalaji's guru said, I think we've got it under control, but we're gonna have to keep seeing you for like about a year. And after that, things just got better and for me on my job. And that is when I realized, wow, spiritualism is so key to one's success in life. I mean, you could have all the talent in the world, but if you're blocked spiritually, for whatever reason, your growth is going to be stunted. And that experience with Himalaji and the Guru showed me that you have to be disciplined in prayer, meditation. You have to fast. On the Tuesday, I have to fast. And I've just seen that my life grow because of that. And so I'm a big believer in spiritualism and how it can make a huge difference in your job, your career, your life in general.
That's great. So we were talking before the program that you have two important stories to share. So are we done with the one, or we are still left?
Yes. Well, so let's fast forward. 2014, I had started a job at a major company.
Okay.
And it started off well, and then things, I hadn't been in communication, Himalaji, for a while.
Okay.
And funny enough, I had been thinking about her for a couple of weeks. And things got so bad to the point where she called me out of the blue.
Oh.
And I said, wow, it's funny you called me. I mean, I was thinking about you. She says,
Right.
well, you know, I've been meditating and I just felt that I had to call you. I said, you are calling me the 11th hour because there's some major problems and I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
Okay.
And she says, don't worry about it. I'm going to pray and do what I have to do for you tonight. And don't you know, the following day, things turned around 180 degrees. I was even amazed. And I said, wow, what's going on here? And then from that point on, she continued to work with me and build me back up spiritually. So, you know, again, that was another example of how you could be in a very bad situation in your career, and spiritualism just being centered properly, meditation, prayer, and just you can change your circumstances drastically. Yeah.
You see, Brian is born in a family, his ancestors were very, very spiritual. So we were talking that when you have ancestral who were so spiritual and good things for people, they still look over and pray. And then for me to call him out of the blue, we would keep in contact here and there because he really didn't need much. And I was meditating, so his family ancestors kept coming to me and telling me to call him and to call him. So I was very busy. So I said, okay, you know what? Now I have to call him because now they will. I could not see anything while I will sit there. Is his ancestors. So it was about I will say 8, 9 o'clock. I called and I said, Brian, what are you up to? Because now I knew there was some problem and he never called me. He hasn't spoke to me in 3 months, 4 months, and I don't know what's happening. So I said, Brian, what have you been doing? What's happening? So then he said, you know, in his work, he works in a very big company. We won't name the company.
Right.
He's a very big IT person. And one day I prayed to Ma for him to be in a director level. He's very intelligent.
Right.
So he's very, very intelligent. He has a wonderful career. And he said there was a problems happening. People, you know, are giving him a lot of difficulties. And there are some people there. And you'll be surprised that we might not realize and say, oh, you know, this is American company, but people use spiritualism in all religion, all race, all colors, all companies. A lot of people use religious powers to climb up the ladder, and you'll be surprised. Big people, CEOs and VPs.
Yes,
so Brian learned. Brian thought only, oh, little people. So I said, Brian, one person in a very high position is using spiritual power to get, and Brian felt that and he knew they were using. And at that moment, Ma told me what I should do for him, and then his ancestors, they also helped. So because Brian is so good, he's really a good person. He doesn't have a jealous bone in him. He's stubborn though. Every time he doesn't listen to me, he gets himself into trouble. But I know that's his head and his karma, but his heart is good. I've known him for 12 years. I've never seen him jealous of anybody or lazy.
Okay.
Oh, he's a hardworking.
Let's take this call. Namaste and welcome to the program. Namaste. Who's this? Hello.
Yeah, this is the program going on right now
Yes.
on TV.
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is what it's like. I just put the TV on. It's like astrology.
Yes, on every Friday on ITV from 6:30 to 7. This is a live program with Himali ji, and this is based on spirituality. You can ask one question based on your date of birth and your place of birth. Would you like to ask one question right now?
Yeah, about my son.
Okay.
What's your son's name?
Is Harsh.
And his date of birth?
That's January 20th, 1988. Oh, I think she's just looking at.
And where was he born?
Where was your son born?
Yeah, January 20th, 88. In Syosset, New York.
And what will you like to ask about him?
Yeah, she's Syosset, New York. She's asking on the TV.
Yes, what is your question?
Just about his getting married when his.
Okay.
So how old is your son?
He's 30. He's 31. He's going to be 32.
Yeah, this next year he'll be 32. He just started 31.
32.
He's a very
31 right now.
yes. He's a very calm, quiet, and little stubborn. He is correct. And is he listening to the program?
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. You give him this year, next year after 32, it will be a very good year for him to start relationship. This year, from 28, 29, 30, 31 is hip and go. But from next year, from age 32, relationship, love-wise, will be very good for him. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I know we have missed few calls, but we have very important guest today who came all the way, took out time for us. He's Brian, and how much time? We just have 2 minutes. So first of all, thank you for taking out time and speaking to us regarding your experience, this spiritual journey, and we are left with so much. So you have to come again and you have to take our time because we haven't finished. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
I know.
It's been a journey.
Himali ji.
I want to wish everyone a really, really happy weekend. I know there's a lot of religious event happening this week. People will be going to the church, Sabbath. Please pray to Bhagwan for one thing, for everyone to have peace and happiness in this world, I pray. And with that, I wish you a very good weekend and see you next week. Bye.
Spirituality is the medium which frees our mind of all emotional shackles and temptations and guides us towards enlightenment and peace. Himali Spiritual Center is the gateway to liberation from pain, misery and suffering. Here, through religion, meditation, yoga, worship and gem therapy, all troubles are treated. Himali Spiritual Center, 718-887-2929.